Good afternoon, traders. How are we? Trader Tom here from Simply Forex, and welcome to the live stream. I hope you are all well. I just need to check that everything is functioning properly. And I'm not on about my body. I'm on about the live stream because the editor has deserted me. Yeah, how unpleasant of him. So I assume we are live and everything is going well. And if not, then I apologize. Yeah, I believe we are. Let me just check this. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Yes, we are. I can see myself. This is good. Panic over. Yeah, guys, so welcome to the live stream. Yeah, any letters of complaints, please write to the editor at Simply Forex for being a slacker and having a day off. Terrible. That aside, guys, we are going to do the following in the live stream, right? We're going to look at a trade that I am currently in. Okay, we're also going to look at the news that we got coming out. And we're also going to look at the news and what's happened today earlier. And we're going to take as many of your questions as humanly possible. All right, so don't be shy, guys. Come say hello, leave a question, and I will get round to answering as many as I can. Right, I think we're all set up, ready to go. Let's do this. So, first and foremost, let's just point out the news we've got coming up, right? And also the news that's been previously. Now, this is quite unusual, right? Normally, when you have a forecasted interest rate figure, okay, it is usually as expected, but the Bank of New Zealand, in their wisdom, have reduced the interest rate, okay, to 5.25%. And generally speaking, you know, if you reduce your interest rate, your currency is weaker. If you increase your interest rate, the currency is stronger, right? That's pretty much how it rolls. Now, if we look at any New Zealand pair, we'll look at pound New Zealand because I was in this, right? Look at that reaction. And that is a 4-hour candle. Yeah, and I was on the right side of that. But I closed the last 20% of the trade here, guys. But look, that is a move of 250 pips. That's how much New Zealand dollar doesn't like an interest rate decrease. Everyone who owns a mortgage in New Zealand on a variable interest rate is over the moon. They are now paying less each month. So there you go, guys. That was the news that's been and gone. The news we're interested in, again, please remind me that the news is coming out. And it's big news, right? We have got CPI figures coming out of the States, all right? So this is a big deal, right? We're still very, all eyes on inflation. They want to bring inflation down so they can start, moving interest rates as well, guys, all right? So, yeah, remind me at 1:30 we have this coming out, and we will play. No sound effects from the editor. I'm hitting my desk. We will play Guess the News game. Woohoo! Come on down. The price is right. Yeah, we'll play Guess the News game, guys. So we will look at the reaction of the charts and we will guess what the CPI figures were. I know you love that game. Don't pretend you're not excited. Right, let's see who's in the house. Colin, what's up, team? Colin, how are you, mate? Good day, Greg. CJ, afternoon, CJ. Tom, Colin, yeah. Tom, we all know you and Tech is not a good trade. It's not a good match. No, it's not. I am not friends with Tech. The irony is, my job is to be on a computer, and trade. But Tech, we are not friends. So I'm amazed this live stream is up and running because the editor has deserted me. Aya, how are you? Aya had a nice trade on Aussie dollar, US dollar buys. Rich Paul, what's up? Godwin, where the devil have you been, Godwin? Yeah, where have you been? Also, guys, we are looking for one of our YouTube members. Say it with Stone, or yeah, something like that. Say it with Stone. So say it with Stone. If you're watching, say hello. We have some questions about Italy. Anyway, let's focus on trades, right? Let's focus on the trade that I'm in. Let's start with that, and then we'll look at everything else, guys, right? So I really liked two Aussie dollar pairs. I liked Aussie dollar Canadian dollar and Aussie dollar US dollar. But I've taken Aussie dollar Canadian dollar. So why is that? So we were in a downtrend, okay, and then price has broke, right? We are now in a daily uptrend. We broke all of these highs and this high, had a nice bullish candle, and we've got some nice room to move into. Okay, so that's the plan, right? That's what we want to do. Now, I'm going to show you some things here, guys, that are quite interesting, right? Now, I'm already in this trade, okay? And I've moved my alarm, but my alarm was actually here earlier on, right? My alarm was there. So why was my alarm here? Well, if you look at the H4, right, this would be a bloody wonderful entry, right? Support, resistance, now support, moving average 20 catching up, right? Very nice entry level, okay? And we'll take it higher, right? But I've entered before then because if we look at the H1, right, the H1 earlier on was holding on to this low. So price came up, it retraced, and then we got a nice wick. See this wick here? So I basically entered on the close of this candle, right? So I used the H1 to enter, right? I entered literally just on the close of this candle. So I've got in early because I'm seeing a level through here, okay? And price might not make it down to here. Okay, the H1 is suggesting there is support here and buyers could take this higher from this level, right? So I entered, okay? Now, it'll be interesting to see if price does make it down to here, right? Or it bounces off this level, okay? So we'll keep an eye on this trade, but I'm in this trade. Yeah, if we go back to the H4, my trade is basically this, guys. Yeah, I've got a bit of a retrace on the H1, entered here, stopped below here. You know, my higher time frame target's back up to there. My actual target's a little bit before that because that's when I get 1:1. And as you know, guys, once I get 1:1, I'll close 80%, yeah, and then I'll let 20% run. Now, that's the trade I'm in. And as with all my trades, guys, right, I put them all in where are we? Tom's trades, yeah? In here. Okay, so I put all of my trade signals in here, guys. You can see I'm in Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar buys, entry, stop loss, take profit. If you're interested in joining the VIP Trading Academy, please do. Come join it. And right now, guys, you can actually get free access to the VIP Trading Academy if you open a trading account with one of our preferred brokers and deposit some funds and actually trade, obviously. So check out that promotion. The editor's not here to put links in the live chat. So if you just go on the video description, or you'll see it on our channel. The editor is slacking today. All right. Again, any complaints, send to the editor at Simply Forex. Yeah, so that's what we're in, guys. And why did I prefer Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar over Aussie dollar, US dollar? Well, let's look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. It's pretty much an identical trade, right? Look at that. That H4 is identical, right? And we're at a nice retrace level. Again, it could come down further like Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Put my stop below here, take price up to here. It's literally an identical trade, okay? But I chose Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar because of this news, right? So this news is not really going to affect my Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar buy, but it will affect my Aussie dollar, US dollar buy, good or bad, it will affect it. So that's why I chose Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, because the setups were pretty much identical. All right, so that's me, guys. That's what I'm doing today. That's me in a nutshell. Let's look at you in a nutshell. I don't know why in a nutshell. I've lost my mind. Brett, afternoon, Brett. Michael, hi, Michael. We've got a question from Okay, we'll look at that in a minute. Javan, how are you? Hi, nice to see you. Bouncy Castle, hi, Tom. How to not worry about the future. Okay, Bouncy Castle, that's a very philosophical question, but we will approach that as well. But let's start with is question. So question is, hello, what do you do in the if the moving average are going in different directions on the H4 and H1? For example, what if price is above the moving average on the H4 and below the moving average on the H1? All right, good question, right? We like these little questions. What's the word for them? It's an intelligent question. So the question is, right, let's see if we can find an example. Okay, so Aussie dollar, US dollar is such an example, right? Let's see if Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar is. Yeah, so let's look at the trade I'm in so we can keep an eye on it as well, right? So in answer to your question, right, so asked, so as you know, right, I like to be above the moving average 20 for buys and below the moving average for sells, pretty much as a general rule, right, on daily H4, H1. Now, you will see that H4 here is clearly above the moving average 20, right? And this is, like I say, the trade that I'm in, and I'm looking to take price further. However, on the H1, right, it's not, right? We are below the moving average 20. And the rule here, because I still really like Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar buys, okay? The rule here is the higher time frame will take precedent. Okay, so I really like Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Weekly's telling me to buy it. Daily chart is telling me to buy it. H4 is telling me to buy it. The only one we're seeing a bit of perhaps reasons not to buy it is the fact that H1 is, not making higher highs and, potentially breaking down. But this will not outweigh the confluence and reasons I have to take this trade, right? It just won't. Okay, so in that situation, H4 takes precedent, but I'm also backing up the trade with lots of confluence and lots of reasons. So it's not just a decision based on where we are with the moving average 20. I'm also taking into account, a lot of other things, guys. All right. So, it's a good question, and I hope that answers your question. Guys, let me just mention quickly, because the editor, although he's slacking today, does make banners, right? You can see the banner above my head. So today's live stream is sponsored by Pepperstone. Okay, so Pepperstone, not only is it compatible with TradingView, there are many other perks to becoming a Pepperstone client and trading with them, guys. All right, so right now we are running a promotion. If you open up a Pepperstone account, right, and deposit into the account and trade your own account, it's your money, we will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy. All right, simple as that. So check out the promotion. If you're looking for a broker right now, check it out. They're a very well-respected, reputable broker. Right, we've got another question here. Hi, Tom. How to not worry about the future? Is this just about trading bouncy castles, or is this in life? So, I mean, anything you see at the moment, right? When you're like flicking through social media, or there's some message on a film, or or whatever it is, right? It's all about living in the present, okay? And it's not always easy to do, right? But that's exactly what you need to do with trading, right? it doesn't matter if your last trade was good, bad, or indifferent, right? Or successful, unsuccessful, or indifferent, right? That doesn't matter, okay? And your future trades are not important. All that matters is your trade right now, okay? And focusing all your efforts and attention on the next trade, right? So that's my answer with trading, right? Just focus on the next trade. Because if you're thinking about, oh, that last trade, it hit my stop loss, oh no, you're not in the right mindset to trade the next trade, right? And if you're thinking too much into the future and trying to predict how the trade will work out, and we've got CPI coming out tomorrow, we've got an interest rate on Thursday, that will also tie you in knots, right? So just focus on the next trade, right? And when you take that trade, you want to focus on the controllables, right? You want to follow your strategy to the T. You want to follow your money and risk management to the T. And you want to be psychologically ready. And if you're in the present, you will be. So that's trading, right? It's all about the next trade and your performance. What you can do to perform the best, right? And I include things like going down the gym, eating healthy, not having a load of other crap going on in your head, maybe your personal life, maybe jobs pissing you off, or having trouble with a partner, or your dog has diarrhea. I use that as an example because my dog had diarrhea. But you know what I mean? Yeah, just you got to be in the right mindset. Now, in life, I've just seen Bouncy Castle say in life, I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason, and what will be. And ironically, I'm all about planning and preparation with regards to trading. But don't plan too far ahead, because otherwise, if you plan too much, right, you're going to have no surprises in life, right? In 2 years, I'm going to be doing this job, and I'm going to be living here. I'm going to have 1.5 children. I'm going to be, if you've got it all planned and regimented, right? I've got a few mates like that. They wind me up, right? They've got everything planned to it, I'm like, where's the spontaneity? Where's the living in the moment, And life has a funny way of, not following plan, right? So just live in the moment and enjoy it, right? Yeah, that's my advice. And I know a few, without getting too deep and too what's the word, too deep and too morbid, right? I've had a couple of friends who died young, right? You're bloody fortunate to be alive, healthy, you can feed yourself, you've got a roof over your head. As long as you've got the basics down, you're luckier than 50% of the population. So be grateful. Wake up every morning and list 3 things that you are grateful for. So obviously, Simply Forex channel, that should that should be number 1. You always wake up and thank God we have Simply Forex. Oh dear, laughing at my own jokes. Number 2 is up to you. Number 3, so there you go, guys. We do it all on Simply Forex, trading advice and life advice now. Right, guys, we've got another question. Have we got another question? No. Tony, how are you? Afternoon, Scouts. If you plan everything, you'll never get to enjoy your life. That's the way I see it. Hear, Brett. I agree. And guys, anyone else got any more questions like that? I'm open to all questions. I like these interesting questions. Also, while we're at it, if you are enjoying the analysis and joining the live chat, who would have thought it? We're giving live advice. Then please subscribe to the channel, guys. Also, smash the notification button so you receive an alert every time we post a vid. And if everyone could please smash the like button. Right, I'm going to have a quick drink. So if you could please smash the like button and think of your next question, that would be greatly appreciated. And let me have a drink. And guys, right, it can be anything to do with trading or anything really. I say it could be about, psychology, money management, trades, a pair that you're looking at, strategy, what you ate for lunch. I haven't told you that yet today. Let me tell you, what did I have for lunch? I had a sinigang. I bet you haven't heard of that. It's Filipino, and it's salmon and prawns in like a soupy dish with loads of fresh, lovely vegetables. It is bloody healthy. And that's why I feel so wonderful right now. Eat well. There's another bit of advice. Right. What else are we looking at? Okay, yeah, I'm grateful for all 28 currency pairs. Yes, that's it. We'd be grateful if Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar whipped up and hit target. That would also be nice. Right, Colin, Tom, regarding the news straddle strategy, the NSS, it sounds like a boat for US dollar. Are you thinking Euro US dollar would be better than pound US dollar for today? Seems that pound US dollar is a bigger move earlier today, maybe a little more exhausted. Okay, so good question, Colin, right? So some of you may be new to the channel, maybe some of you are regulars, right? But we have a strategy within our VIP Trading Academy called the News Straddle. And it does what it says on the tin. It straddles the news, right? So, as I pointed out earlier, we have big news coming out, okay? And the news straddle is as follows. And this strategy, especially on NFPs, has been, a very profitable strategy. So let's look at Euro US dollar, right? So let's just understand the news straddle strategy. So basically, before news comes out, we put around 15 pips below price, okay? We put a sell order, and about 15 pips above price, we put a buy order. And then when news comes out, it could fly off, take our buy order, and we can be in profit, or it can whip down and we're in our sell order and we can potentially make profit. Okay, so that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is this, right? Price whips up, takes out our buy order, and then whips down and takes out our sell order, right? That is also, that's worst case scenario. Or it whips up, yeah, we close our stop, our sell order, and then it whips back down. This is also a worst case scenario. So the question is, which US dollar pair is best to trade with this strategy, right? And I really like the idea of combining this strategy with a currency pair you already like, right? Makes sense. So from my trades today, I would choose Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? Because I like Aussie dollar, US dollar as a trade, right? So I would put a buy order 15 pips above price, so around here, and then around 15 pips below. So I'd have a buy order up here and a sell order here. Now, CPI, it could go in either direction. But remember, I want to buy Aussie dollar, US dollar. So let's imagine CPI came up, whipped in, took our buy order. I am willing to let this trade run more than usual, because normally we're looking for about 20 pips to take out of the market very quickly. But I would let this trade potentially run more because I like the buy trade anyway. Now, alternatively, if CPI made price whip down and take out the sell order, I would be more inclined to get out of this trade quicker because it goes against my analysis of buying this pair. So Good question, Colin, but I would go for Aussie dollar, US dollar, and if it takes my buy order, happy days, because this supports everything I want to see. So yeah, so there you go, Colin. Hope that helps. Exactly, Bouncy Castle. Be spontaneous with your life and let each day come as it comes. What will be, will be. Yes. Do you know that Baz Luhrmann song, Wear Sunscreen? He says worrying about things is the same as trying to solve a maths equation by eating chocolate. Right? Pointless. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, so there you go. Right, can we look at any indices? Yes, we can look at that. Okay, so we'll look at the indices shortly, Brett. Rich Paul, to be honest, I really appreciate the work Simply Forex has done. It helped me to have a strategic plan in less than 1 year. Thanks a lot. I can't take it for granted. Well, Rich Paul, that is very nice of you to say so. And yeah, I really enjoy comments like that, guys, because that's the reason, we started the channel. I know how difficult trading can be and was for me, it's good that people are learning and their trading's improving. And this is very serious, Tom. It is genuinely, right? So yeah, thank you very much. CJ, I learned from June to not leave any limit orders on anything. Yes. I mean, the news straddle, you're going to close orders very quickly, right? But yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes you leave a stray order. Yeah, it can be costly. Sometimes you come back and it could be in profit. Right, what else are we looking at? So yeah, any indice. So let's have a look at the NASDAQ, because everyone likes a bit of the NASDAQ. And it's had a real push, okay, up yesterday, right? Now, let's do a top-down approach, right? Let's look at the weekly chart. Now, if you looked at that weekly chart, right, it's all about this level through here, right? It was resistance. Bear in mind, this is weekly, guys. Resistance, support, and not strangely, but this support has held, right? This candle never broke this support on the weekly chart, yeah, because the wick closed back into this gray zone. So this level never broke, right? So on the weekly chart, it's a, I'm going to add that in, but it's a buy all day, right? That looks like a buy all day to me. Okay, we're even coming back above the moving average 20. So that's what the weekly looks like, but the daily, and this is the issue with so many pairs at the moment. You've got like a weekly chart that tells you to buy the living daylights out of something, and then the daily chart, right? Look at this, is clearly in a downtrend and at a nice resistance level, and is arguably telling you to sell, right? So this is the problem, not just with indices, but lots of yen pairs, Swiss franc pairs, some Aussie dollar pairs. So this is the problem we have. Now, looking at the bullishness of this, right, and those weekly candles, yeah. Right, news has just come out because I can see the indices flying around. So let's play Guess the News game, and we'll go back to this. Right, so far we've had a real, not that bullish. We'll go back to the NASDAQ, guys. We're just looking at this news reaction. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar, because we was interested in this. So really mixed bag, right? It's come down to here and hit. It's really undecided. Now we're seeing a bit of US dollar strength potentially. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar. Yep, US dollar strength we are seeing. Let's have a look at pound US dollar. Yep, US dollar strength we are seeing. Let's have a look at New Zealand US dollar. Okay, US dollar strength. Yeah, definitely US dollar strength we're seeing here. So by deduction, Sherlock Holmes will strike again. I'm going to say the CPI was better than expected. Let's take a look at the news. And this is where I get egg on my face. It's not. So it's all as expected, as expected, as expected. But this one, guys, CPI year on year is a small, you know, yeah, this was not as expected, guys, right? This was a little bit worse than expected. This was a miss on expectations. So you would expect US dollar weakness, really, okay? But what we are seeing is US dollar strength, right? Let's have a look at US dollar CAD. Yep, US dollar strength. US dollar strength. So we're seeing US dollar strength across the board, guys. Now, if we think about that news, right, this is interesting because you need to think about news in relation to your trade ideas, right? Now, these are not, I mean, they're not bad figures, right? But this is worse than expected. So these are not figures where I think, oh, you know, I'm leaving the US dollar alone. It's the US dollar's too bullish. Far from it. I'm thinking Aussie dollar, US dollar. If this on the H4, if this still gets down to my alarm, right, this is still a very nice area to enter trades. That's what I'm thinking on the back of that news. That news is not telling me to stay away from this trade. Right, so it'll be interesting to see what this does. You know, I'd still be interested in buying from here. So yeah, always think about the trades you have for the day and which ones you should trade according to the news. And then once news is released, still trade the ones you have in mind, but listen to what the news just told you, right? This is telling me I can still buy Aussie dollar, US dollar. All right, let's take a quick look at Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar and see what impact this has had. But yeah, okay, that was quite a wild whip up and down. Okay. But again, it'll be interesting to see how this H1 candle finishes. So this is going to probably hit my alarm. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but what we could potentially expect is price come down here, hit our grey zone, which we really like, and then we end up with a big wicked candle that looks something like that, right? And it closes back into these lows, right? This is very possible. All right, so we'll keep an eye on this, guys, because I still really like this level for buys. My alarm should go in a minute. There we go. So let's keep an eye on that as well. Right, what else were we looking at, guys? CJ, what I would really like is just a nice, no funny business, bullish H4 candle from this CPI on Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Then I can slip in my buy. CJ, yes, I'm in this trade. I want to see a nice bullish H4 candle. Yeah, I'm expecting a bounce off this level, right? But let's see. Any thoughts on euro yen? Okay, Shreyas, we can take a look at that. Okay, guys, before we look at euro yen, if I could ask everyone to please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Also, guys, this live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone, our recommended broker, and it is compatible with TradingView, so you can trade on TradingView using Pepperstone. Guys, if you're interested in joining Pepperstone, we can give you free access to our VIP Trading Academy, where I give you my trade signals, my tutorials, and my strategies, and you get direct access to me. You can get this for free if you deposit funds into your own trading account. All right, so check it out. Also, guys, please come join our trading community. Okay, we've got a Discord channel where you can just chat to traders, you can share knowledge, ideas, you can talk about, what was we talking about today? Probably Italy, buying property in Italy, anything you like. Yeah, so come join our free Discord channel. Right, euro yen. Let's take, again, as I explained earlier, Shreyas, before I even look at this trade, because I've already looked at it this morning, right? You are going to have a problem with daily versus weekly. Okay, so let me explain what I mean. Now, if we look at the weekly chart, right, and you see a candle like that on the weekly chart, bouncing off of a support level, that is screaming out, buy me back up to here. Right? That's what that is screaming out to me. Buy me. Okay. Now, I know it's in a downtrend, right? I can clearly see that, but there just looks like there's room up to here, right? I cannot sell that wick. Yeah, this wick. I cannot sell that. Now, if you look at the day chart, okay, and this still has a little bit of room, actually. Yeah. So if we look at the day chart, it's in a downtrend, right? It's in a downtrend, which would suggest I want to sell it. But that, do you remember the weekly candle looks like that, right? Difficult to sell that. So with that in mind, I would consider buys with euro yen. I know that goes against daily trend and weekly trend. And, I'm not normally a big advocate for going against trend, but these markets have meant we had to, right? We're not had to, that's the wrong word. These markets set up so that we had lots of room to go against trend. That's the better phrase. I think we've still got room back up to here and this moving average 20. So I would aim for this 163.50. I like a psychological level. And if you look at the H4, I'm sure this is in an uptrend, right? And we've just had a clear break. Yeah, you can see there was a bit of a level through here. Yeah, even connect, but the last H4 candle, right, has broken these highs. We're above the moving average 20. Looking at this trade, I quite like this for buys up to here. All right, I'd put my stop below here, buy here, and take profit up here. Now, at the moment, that doesn't quite represent 1:1. So maybe I may need a retrace before I come up. Okay, but I like buys on euro yen right now because of this candle breaking these highs, and it's got room to move into. So we shall see, guys. H1 will obviously be in an uptrend. And there you go. It's, it's found this nice level here. You can clearly see that, right? And I love Gal Gadot and Liverpool FC, right? And I love this setup. So it doesn't matter if it's H1, H4, this setup, right? When you have a break of resistance, right? So price has come down, it's come up. You have a break. Then it comes down and retests the same level. What was once resistance becomes support. Now, I know that I know that you know that I know I like this level, this setup. But if you combine that setup with a moving average 20 coming into that area as well, that is a real thing of beauty. Yeah, I really like that setup because you've got double support at a wonderful level. Yeah, if you get that setup right there, I love it. There's no better setup. Yeah, and then, you know, you enter here, you still have to put your stop below the lows and take price higher. All right. But yeah, love that setup. Right, what else are we looking at? So Euro Yen, hope that helps, Shreyash. Yeah, I'd consider buying that. Right, what else are we looking at? We had some other questions up here, guys. Oh yeah, we were finishing off the indices, wasn't we? We were finishing the Nasdaq. Okay, so let's go back to the day chart, right? So just quickly recap, right? We've got this big weekly candle that's held on to this support level, right? Now that's suggesting buys, right? And just trend, price wants to get back to highs, right? That's just a given. It does. Yeah, it does that most of the time. Now, if we look at the day chart, like I said, we're in a downtrend. That's, you know, that's the problem with it. We're in a downtrend, but these are very bullish, right? So if I had to trade the indice, I would buy it up to this level. Yeah, the next piece of resistance. So yeah, that's how I would trade, excuse me, the Nasdaq. If you look at the H4, that's clearly going to be in an uptrend. I would just want to see a bit of a retrace to value. You know, I think this could be a really nice trade, right? A retrace into here, moving average 20 catches up, plus horizontal support, bang, take price back up to there. So we'll see. We'll see if we get that retrace on the Nasdaq. Let's take a quick look at Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, because I really want to see how it's reacting at that level. And I don't have a crystal ball, but as I suggested, right, that wick has really pressed off that level, right? And it's, if it closes back into that level as well, you know, we've got a nice trade on our hand. Well, I think we've got a nice trade on our hands anyway. But if that wick closes back in there, it just means we haven't had a H1 structure break. In fact, we're just in a box of indecision on the H1. All right. So, yeah, let's see how that finishes. Guys, thank you very much for all of your questions and spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button before you tune out. Please come check out our promotions, our free Discord, our VIP Trading Academy. Yeah, check it all out. All right, guys, have a great rest of your trading day, and I will see you later. Adios.